Okay, well, good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to be with you this morning. Really, really important call, and we can see even as we get started now that the numbers are rising. People are very interested in this subject. Today, we're going to be talking about how to utilize some of the new technologies that are being introduced to the world here through Facebook, live streaming, and how we can host an online experience and make it count. Now, you'll notice that I refer to this as an online experience, not just an online event, because there is so much more that we can do with live streaming over and above simply having an event, though that is important too. So I'm going to talk a little bit today about how we can do that. First of all, let's discuss what is a Facebook event. First of all, it is whatever you want it to be. This is the great thing. A live event is something that we can host ourselves. Now, you'll notice that some of you may have already participated in some of these online events. I will show you on today's call how we are doing that. I'll do a live demonstration of how to set one up so that you can see. Again, this is recorded so you can watch it over and over for practice. And of course, please be sure to share it for anyone else that wants to do the same. Within a live event experience, you've got a number of different features, which I'll share with you in just a moment. You can share live video and be streaming. You can have direct posts to your PWP, your personal Niken web page, so that you can have a direct link to a product that you're talking about that goes straight to your shopping cart. You can conduct polls where you can get surveys and ask questions and get feedback from people. It can be a lot of fun. But it's not just that. Some people might see that and go, that's scary, that's complicated. I'm not up for that yet. That's a little bit frightening or intimidating. Well, that's okay. There are other ways that we can participate. And I'll show you another example of that conducted by some of our field leaders as well. And this is just simply live streaming. Live streaming is a new feature where you can have a live video message that goes straight to your Facebook feed. It's nice and simple. You simply click a button and you start talking, and it's literally as simple as that. I'll even show you an image of what the button looks like to push today. If you haven't done it yet, you can see it real quick and simple, and away you go. Now, how long does it last? What do we talk about? What do we say? Again, this is the great thing. This is social media. You can say whatever you want to say. You can have a product testimonial and take just a few minutes. You can have live team recognition, and I want to talk about that a little bit today as well. You can have an invitation to an event. For example, you might in the past have shared an email. You might in the past have sent a newsletter out or had an invitation via a text. You can have a live stream invitation where you just invite people, tell them what it's all about, give them the link in the feed, and you can just talk it. And as quickly as you've said it, the invitation's out there to your audience. That's pretty fast and pretty exciting as well. And it's great, especially for live, real-time team recognition. And I'll show you a real example of that that I had just this other week, and you can see the benefits real quick. So you can have an in-home presentation. This is the great thing. You can have a business-focused in-home or a product-focused in-home, and you can do it live online and have people participate from anywhere in the world, which is really great. And I'll share with you some of the benefits of this again as we go through this. How long does it last? It can be 60 seconds or it can be an hour. The actual full length for live streaming that is available on Facebook is 90 minutes. I wouldn't ever recommend doing a 90-minute stream, but my point is you've got great flexibility. You can have a quick message, a quick shout out, an in-depth product training or business training in-home, whatever you want. There is incredible flexibility with this. And that, I think, is really, really compelling. So what I want to do now is take a look online to show you how it works. I'm going to start with the simple end. How do I do a live broadcast or a live stream from Facebook if I've never done it before? So here's a quick image. If you look on your phone, when you go onto Facebook, you want to have a status update. It'll give you that space here where you can add a picture. You can see the camera icon. You'll see that little icon there with the two circles around the head. That is the live stream icon. If you click that button when you're going to do when you're going to do an update from your phone, you click that button and it'll give you a prompt. It'll give you the time to give you a title for your little video message, and then away you go. You push record, and immediately you're live streaming to the world. It's that easy. So what I would suggest you do, if you've got a smartphone, pull it out, have a quick look on your Facebook app, see that little icon there, and have a go. Even if you just say hello to your friends and family, give it a go and see what happens. Now, this isn't currently available on a laptop or a desktop. It's available working from phones predominantly. I have seen some updates recently where there are ways around that. I need to explore that, and perhaps next week I can come back to you with some answers on how to do it from your laptop. But the great thing about the smartphone is, doing this live here, you could do this from, if you're Rachel Dayton and you live in Aspen and you love to ski, you could do this literally from the top of the ski slopes, pull out your paleo bar, show people what you're doing and where you're taking a healthy snack, and it becomes a great backdrop for a commercial. That's pretty cool. So what I would suggest is have some fun, have a play around, and just get out there and have a go. Now, I'm going to stop the sharing here for just a minute, and I'm going to share with you a different screen. So I'm going to jump onto, let me see.
May I ask a question?
You can, go ahead.
I don't see that icon. I've got a Apple iPhone. I don't see that icon on the bottom at all.
You don't see it on your Apple phone? Are you on the Facebook app?
Yeah, I'm on. Yeah, exactly.
If I can add to that, you have to click status first, Gordon.
Okay.
And then that'll bring down that
Okay.
menu.
All right, I'll figure it out later then. Okay, thank you.
Okay,
No
yeah, it'll be there. It'll be there. Yeah. So I'm going to click on. So let me first of all give you an example of what this can do. So I'm going to do a new share screen. And let me see which. Can you see Nancy Claremont Carr on your screens there? Let me see, Maggie. Do you
Yes, we can.
You can. Okay, excellent.
Yes.
So good. So here is an example of Nancy Claremont Carr. I hope you don't mind me, Nancy, sharing your wonderful example here. But here is an example of Nancy doing one of these live streams. You can see she's sat in her home. She's holding her camera. She's having a quick talk to the camera. It's literally 1 minute and maybe 20 seconds. A very short clip, a simple heading. And here she's done something really good as well. She's put a link in that will take you straight to her personal webpage. Now on this, she's talking about the paleo bars. Now watch this. As I scroll down and you have a look at her comments below, there are a number of different people you can see. I've loved that. I think that's great. You've got a number of different people there liking and sharing. But look at this. She's got a friend here that says, love your videos. Can you bring me samples of the nutritional bars on Friday? Happy to pay for them. Well, look at that. 1 minute, 20 seconds, posted online on Facebook. And before you know it, she's got a customer order coming through there. The great thing is as well, she's also inspiring other people because they see that activity too to do similar things. I think that's a really neat example. She's talking about 10-4 there as well. So I'm going to do another share screen now. So that's one example of how you can use the live streaming for being able to use a product, have a product opportunity. So I'm going to use another example here now to share the screen. And I think if I look correctly, I've got here. Do you see a post here from me now with a young couple, Nathan, Peyton, Millington?
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. So I'm navigating well through these different screens on my page. So here is an example of a little bit of recognition that I've done. I'm going to share a couple of videos on this one. They did a live event. They're new seniors in Niken. You can see a lovely young couple. They've been married for just under 12 months now. They've just joined Niken. They've just ranked advanced to senior in this past month. And they did a live Facebook event. But I wanted to use this as a chance to recognize their achievement. This was one of their first events. They had done some wonderful practice. They had just a handful of people that turned up for that event. But you know what? I was just so proud of the effort that they put in, the practice that they put in, and the way that they rehearsed and delivered this presentation and a product demonstration. So I shared this in order to give a little bit of recognition to my new seniors and what they're doing. But check this out. How often would you find a new senior in NICAN that's been in the business for just a couple of months, go there and get 2,272 people watching their product presentation or product demonstration? That to me is fantastic. By sharing this online, they were able to reach out to over 2,000 people. They had people literally everywhere that was responding. And look at the recognition that they got from the team as a result. You got over 50 people that did a shout out to them saying, congratulations, job well done. Over 20 comments from people literally all over the world just saying, welcome to the NICAN family. I love my Mag Duos too. Great demonstration, job well done. Welcome to the family, welcome to the family. I cannot begin to express the overwhelming abundance of love that I felt coming back to us as a result of their wonderful product demonstration and the motivation that that gave them to get out there and do another one. You need to know, as a result of your celebration with them and us doing this together, they've gone out there, they've got new events that are set up, they're wanting to reach out to more people, really motivated and inspired, and just feel so in love with NICAN because of the community that they felt a part of. Now, what happened as a result of that? I got so excited that I sent a shout out to everyone and just said, here I am at home with my kids, again, keeping it relaxed. And I just, again, did a live video and used this to say thank you to the team and being able to celebrate everyone else and just express my gratitude. Again, over 670 views. It's a 2-minute video clip. Over 70 people saw it and responded. Lots of comments as well, which was just a fantastic way to be able to provide live recognition and celebration to the team. And again, everywhere, all over the world, people are jumping in, celebrating. And I've even got people here that are not members of NICAN that are jumping on and saying, this is great, fantastic for doing this. And they're liking it and sharing it too. This is great. I have to say, one of the joys of the live video is when you get to do something like this. I'm going to click it to 137 here, and just for fun, I want you to watch my little boy in the middle there, my little blonde-haired boy. And this is some of the fun things that can happen when you do live video. And this is what makes it extra neat, I think, is it's organic, it's natural. Look at these faces. I didn't realize he was doing this, of course, but he saw the chance to have a camera in front of him, and away he goes. He stole the show. I think that's neat. But you know what? It caught more attention. I had more people commenting, and it was just fantastic. I love this. I love this. So again, as I scroll up, I want you to read this. This is my new silver here, Mike and Marie Barber. Again, they're in the UK. That's where a lot of my personal group is developing. I just want to read this out. The support we get from our NICAN team, from our team and the NICAN family across the world is incredible. We learn so much from all of them, all the weekly calls that keep us moving forward and the people that give their time to do them, our weekly team call. We felt welcomed and supported from the beginning. We love being a part of NICAN. Isn't that great to get that kind of feedback from brand new people feeling connected across the world? This is really powerful, I think. So what I want to do now is jump up to a page that I manage, and I'm going to share with you how to host a NICAN, an online event. So what I've done here is I've gone to a different page. I've gone to a different page here that I've set up, and I've set up a different page because it gives me some added benefits that just having a regular Facebook page doesn't allow. If you want to know how to do that, you click on this button at the top here, and it says here, create a page or manage a page, or you can create groups and so on. If I create a page, as this one is, then it allows me to be able to do some extra things, which I'll talk about in just a second. So here, I don't have lots of followers here, 346 likes or followers. I've got maybe 100 or so, maybe 120 of them are NICAN people. I originally set this up because I have a blog, which I share through this page. And this was a way of boosting my blog. But then I saw this event process and thought, I'm going to do something extra here. So I'm going to turn to my events page here. You can see I've got one event coming up on the 23rd of June. I've got 2 events in the past, and you can click on these and take a look at what happened here. So I'll give you an example of one. This event here, we had 95 people turned up for that, which was fantastic. And this was how to make money with Facebook events. You can see if I click on the discussion forum here, just really quickly, you can have polls. I'll show you how to do them in just a second. I'm just navigating you through the discussion where you can ask questions. You can have, let me see, I'm going to scroll down here. I can post videos. Here I posted a link to the Niken catalog so that people could view the catalog online as we talked. And again, I had, this is how you sign up. I had a screenshot which I captured so that people could see. I had video there where people were talking. And you'll notice that 95 people turned up at the event. But look here at the number of people that actually have viewed it, 177 views. What I find is, after the event has finished, I still get people. Arlene Thomas, can I please ask you just to mute your line, please? I think you've come on and gone line. If you can just mute, that would be fantastic. But what you see here is, after the event is finished, people continue to join in and participate. And this is something that I think is very, very exciting. People will continue, again, after the event is finished, to keep on joining in. Here we go, 1 second. And participating. And there is great power in that. Can you imagine having an in-home presentation where after you've finished the event, people kept on coming in, watching, learning, and participating, even after you weren't there? Wouldn't that be fantastic? That would be great. That's what you want to have, and you can have that with online events over and over again. So here is my events. If I click on this button here, I can create an event. Let me show you how I do that. So again, let me just backtrack 1 second. So I've gone to the page that I'm managing. Across the top here, you see events. I've clicked on that events page, and I'm clicking here, create an event. I can type in the name. This is going to be a test. It's going to be online. Okay, maybe not a test. It'll give you test event for Niken. It's going to be online. It's going to start. I put my calendar in there. It's the 14th today. It's going to start at 10 o'clock, and it's going to finish at 10:30. I've got no co-host. I'm going to be doing this all by myself. I'm not going to ticket it. It's an online event. This event is nice and simple and a practice. Let me just do a quick check of the comments here. Quick question, can we share past events with others? Yes, we can. This is the great thing about these events, they stay live. If you look to the bottom left-hand corner of our screen here, you'll see my past events, making money with Facebook events and tasty treats for healthy living. You can go in and share any element or aspect of that discussion that took place at that event. You can share a video link, you can share a live feed, because the live feed stays up there afterwards. So yes, absolutely, you can do that. So yes, share, and that's the great thing that you can do. So this is going to be a practice. You can select your category. This is going to be, let me see, community. It might be a shopping experience if you're going to be doing a product. If it might be interest, it might be a class or workshop because I'm going to do a business meeting. It's a conference, whatever it might be, you choose. I'm going to, just for the sake of this, I'm going to call it a fundraiser, a volunteering activity. And I can now put in keywords. It says tags. You've got 3 keywords that you can put in here that can help make it searchable. This is the great thing, which means other people outside of your audience can start learning. And then it'll show you that can plug in and participate. So people, you've got over 1 million people there interested in learning. So I might tap that. Only people that host the event can post, or it needs to be approved by an admin. I'm going to say click there. Now, again, I can have a picture. I can click there and click a picture. Let me see. I'm going to click on that icon because that's a picture that I downloaded today for our presentation in just a second. So there's the picture. Now watch this. When I click on publish, hey presto, that event is now live. You can see that it starts within an hour. There's your picture there. You can see everything is up there and it's live. But now look at this. I can start to invite friends directly from here. Now let's see, I can see that Maggie McGee was on here before. I'm going to send out an invite straight to Maggie McGee. Bang. That quickly, as you see that I did that, I invited Maggie to join me. Let me see who else is on the phone here today. Gordon Williams. I saw Gordon today. I click on Gordon, and now he's invited to that event, and he can see that and share it too. If I want to share it via a text or an email, I click on that page there, click up there. I copy the link, and then I can post that to anywhere that I want in a Facebook post, in a text, in a message, or anywhere else. So nice and easy to share. Now, create a poll. Let me show you how you can create polls. This is something that's really fun. We're going to jump into this event now. And of course, I'm in the discussion forum here. So it's as simple as saying, welcome aboard. And I post that event. I post that message and it's there. Now watch what happens. I'm going to do something interesting here. I'm going to jump onto Facebook via my phone, jump onto that event, and I'm going to do a live feed, and you'll get to see that live come through. So I'm going to do a live feed here, and let's see what happens when I do this. Test. So I'm going to have this streaming in just a minute. So in a second, it'll come up on the live feed here. From time to time, you're going to want to refresh so that you can see the feed coming up. So in just a second or so, that feed will start to appear. There is a small delay as it goes online here. So let me see if I can do another. Here we go. Here we go. You look at that, and I'm now live streaming direct to the event. See how easy that was? And I'm going to click finish here, and it's going to end, and it's now live. So there you go. It was that simple to get the video up. And of course, in just a moment, that will be live for anyone to watch time after time after time. I might create a poll. I click on this button here. All I need to do is type in a question. What do you think of live streaming video? I click post, and now it gives me some options. I like it. I like it. It is rubbish. I will use it. I am scared to death. And you see how quickly it is to create a poll. And then everyone that's watching can go, oh, I love that. And you can start to see just how many people are responding, and you can get some interaction. The great thing about this is it's very interactive. It's a lot of fun, and it's a great way to gather feedback and to share. So that's really just how simple it is. Now, let me share with you something else that's of interest. You can click that you're interested, that you're coming. You can share this directly. But because I'm doing this on a page that I manage, like I said, I've got this extra feature here that you don't have on a conventional feed. So I'm going to click on this, boost the event. Now, if you were to have an event online, at a local meeting, if you were going to go to hire a meeting room, or if you're going to travel somewhere to an event, there's going to be some cost involved there in doing that. Now, maybe you'd spend $100 if you were to put an ad in the newspapers back in the olden days. Maybe some people still continue to do that. Maybe you might hire a meeting room that might cost you a couple of $100 to have a meeting room if you're going to have an event take place. If you're doing it online, you don't have those costs involved. So you've got some other costs that you can put towards it that are maybe a little bit less expensive. You can have the image here. You got all of that that's available, and I can create an audience here, and it's going to be my online event audience. I can call it what I want. I'm going to have a targeted country, or maybe I'm going to have it by city or state. Maybe I'm living in California and I just want to build my business here. Because of that, I can choose my age, my gender, my interests, you name it. And as I save that, then in line with my budget, I can say I'm going to put $2 towards that, and that will help me reach 130 to 350 people. $75 might help me reach between 3,000 and 8,000 people. It's up to you. Okay, so that's as simple as that. Now I'm going to jump off this, and the great thing is, after all of this, I'm going to go back to my event page afterwards and cancel this event so it doesn't confuse my audience later on. But I'll do that later on. So I'm going to do a new share, jump back to our slideshow here, and get back into what I've learned. So again, I've gone through a lot of stuff, and we're getting low on time, but I'm mindful that I want to share just a couple of other points here that I've learned in doing this. First of all, it's easier to get a yes when you're sharing these online events. It's not so sales pitchy. What I've said to people is, look, you're probably going to be on Facebook anyway, so why don't you jump over to this page and check it out? Or as a part of my formal invitation, grab a bag of popcorn, grab a bottle of your favorite drink, get comfy, jump into your PJs, settle in, and join us for this event. It's fun, it's simple, and people respond very well for that. I've just got a question. Where do I find the archive for this training? It is going to be recorded, so we will make sure that you get a copy of this. It'll go onto the Royal Alliance YouTube channel and onto their Facebook as well. And we'll be sure I'll share this as well on my Facebook page too. So again, if you can't see the live Facebook, the live feed button, Sparks, it will be there. But we'll just make sure that you find a way to find it. If you're on an Apple phone, it's definitely on an Apple phone. I do believe it's on Android as well. So it's easier to get a yes. It's easier to attend. The great thing about this is it's very difficult nowadays with time demands that people have. Time is more precious for people. It's so much easier for them to say no because they're swamped with other stuff. The great thing about this is it's so much easier to say yes. You're going to be on Facebook anyway. You're going to be at home. You can watch this and participate while you're eating your dinner. And that's fine. If you're not available at the time, area, we'll jump on and participate anyway. I had a great example of this with a guest that I had that became a customer of mine, who is a young mother. She jumped onto the event, the Tasty Treats for Healthy Living, and about halfway through, she said, she just messaged in the discussion panel, I've got to jump out. I've got to put my kids to bed, but I'll jump back in just a minute. She jumped out of the event, put her kids to bed, jumped back on the call, back into the event, picked up where she left off, carried on. Now, conventionally, she would have said, I can't go to that event because I'm putting my kids to bed. It was so much easier for her to attend and say yes and participate. And again, because it stays live, because it stays on afterwards, it means that they can go back and watch anything that they missed afterwards. I've got a quick question. I had a live streaming event, but people couldn't see it on my biz page. Did they need to go to the event itself to see it? If you are hosting an event on your business page, it'll typically be on your event page where the event is taking place. Like I said, I didn't have it in my regular feed. It was on the event feed that I clicked on. So I would always encourage people to click on the link that you share. Like I said, you get that in the address bar at the top. Share that link, and that can take them straight to it. The great thing about this is as well, you also get very easy feedback. You've got analytics that show you how many people attended, how many people were interested, how many people participated. You've got the polls. You also can see who has invited people. I've got an event coming up with over 150 invites, and I can go scroll through and see who in my personal group has extended the invitations. Want to see who's working in your team? You can see it right there in front of you. You can see who they're sending the invites out to and who's coming along and from where they're coming. And that's really good as well. So also, you've got a greater reach. People can join from out of town. It inspires the team. It engages them. Like I said, you can use your events for their events. I've got an event on the 23rd of June, which I set up deliberately for my personal group and for people that I'm mentoring. The reality is it's for everyone in Niken. If they want to plug in, the focus is going to be on water, because we're going to have that particular focus for the 30-minute presentation and the value of water. If you've got potential customers or new business partners that want to join in and take a look, let me do the work for you. It's even better. You share the link, you share the message, let someone else do the talking, and simply jump in and share. So it's a great way to get more activity in your team as a result. You can boost your event, but let me tell you this. You can get good results with boosting, but it takes consistency in building your team. But also, I have found the best results come from your existing warm market and from referrals. Again, warm market always trumps cold market. And that's important to learn here. And I'll touch on that in just a second on my last slide. Keep it simple. I have learned that I made my first couple of events a little bit complicated. I want to keep it simple. It can be scary at first, but it is a lot of fun. Again, after the meeting, you keep on seeing people coming, watching, joining, sharing, liking, and getting involved. It's a meeting that keeps on meeting. That's pretty awesome. And again, as you saw before, you can target your audience. And I would suggest, again, this is business, but it's blended with social fun, which means you don't blast every event out to everyone. Target your audience. I had some dialogue with my personal group this morning talking about headlines to events. What sells a newspaper? The headline or the articles? It's the headlines that sell the papers, not the articles. And it's the same with your events. Spend some time in getting a snappy, catchy, relevant, engaging headline to your event to make it interesting. That will make a big difference. So 3 last tips before we finish. And again, next week, I'll continue this on because, like I said, there is a lot to talk about here. I will carry this on next week as well to make sure that we get good value from this. Everything you know already still applies. Personal invitations rule. Confirming commitments is still important. Doing follow-up is essential. Talking to people and inviting is critical. We need those skills applying to this. Relationships are king here too. It's not about having an event, posting it to a cold market audience, paying $20 to get a new audience, and then expecting them to jump into your business or jump into your product mix. It doesn't work that way. It's about having relationships. So you might need to do a number of events to build rapport, build familiarity, build trust, build confidence, and what have you. So recognize that it's a process of building relationships online, and you apply the online, offline skills to make that happen. So here are my 3 final points that make it really important. It's all about stories. Make your stories important. Make them authentic. Content is king. Content is everything. People are buying into you. What is your why? We've talked about that before. Who is your audience? What problem are you addressing? If I had the time, I'd show you again my new Silver's recent video that she shared and talking about her, or he and her, Mike and Marie, they shared about themselves. They have a young son that's got autism. They introduced that for just a moment, talked about it very briefly, and talked about how the sleep system is helping him rest. Now, they got over 900 views, close to 1,000 views on that because the content was relevant. The story in the headline was relevant. The critical thing next is to be consistent. It isn't a one-event success plan. This is something that we need to build a plan around and make it consistent activity. We can do it a little or a lot. It's up to us. It's up to how we want to manage things. But have a go is my invitation. Their name is Mike and Marie Barber. Debbie, I can see that you asked that question. You'll see that video link on Facebook, and please reach out, connect with them. They're having a great time. So this brings us to the end of our call. I've gone a little bit over time, but I will spend a bit of time next week going through this a little bit more. What I would suggest is if you've got any questions about this, please email them into me, benwoodward2000@gmail.com, or Facebook me, of course. Private message me, Facebook. Share this. comment, give your questions. This is an ongoing journey. I'm learning along the way as well as you are, but I'm getting great results, having a lot of fun. And it's just, I think, the way that we can reach out to so many more people. So thank you very much for joining us. Again, next week, I will make sure that we pick up on this as well, and we keep on going on the subject, because it is something that we need to practice. So thank you all very much. So pleased that you participated. We've had a great attendance today, almost 140 people on the call, and I'm sure we'll get lots of video views from this afterwards. Take care, everyone, and thank you very, very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.